वेलकम एवरीवन, वेलकम टू दिस एपिसोड ऑफ निफ्टी की बात एंड मेरे साथ हैं ऑफ कोर्स मिस्टर जय ठक्कर सर। निफ्टी पिछले 2-4 दिन से थोड़ा सा डेली डैली चल रहा था, थोड़ा सा ऊपर थोड़ा सा नीचे, बट एज ऑफ नाउ व्हेन वी आर स्पीकिंग आई मीन इट्स 12 राइट नाउ। आई थिंक जब ये टेलीकास्ट होगा इट विल बी 1 hour लेटर, बट एज ऑफ दिस मोमेंट वी आर सीइंग ऑलमोस्ट 100 पॉइंट ड्रॉप फ्रॉम द ओपन। क्या लग रहा है, मार्केट क्या हो रहा है इस समय?
Hello everyone, welcome to Market Ki Baat and in which we are talking about Nifty today. And hi Vishu. Well, Vishu, I would say that Nifty provided a breakout, very nice breakout above the levels of 25,000. You see out here. I mean, this 25,000 levels was taken off and it sustained above those levels for 3 days. In fact, this is the 4th day, it's above that. But then the breakout had come with a gap and now it's filling the gap. I think the entire gap, if gets filled today, you will see 24,975, 950 today. Right? That is what can happen. For this breakout, I mean, the immediate retest should not have happened. I think, after going up a bit, then retesting and then going makes a sense. Immediately retesting increases the probability of a failure also.
Right.
Okay. So basically, there was a range of Nifty of almost, you can say, 500 points from 24,500 roughly to 25,000. So above that, it should have gone to 25,500. Now let's see whether it holds or not this range. If it holds, then there would be again a good uptrend. If it fails to do so, it will fall back to 24,500, the previous range, or even break that. But today I think that the bears have an upper hand, because if you see 25,050 has 1.5 CR in Y. 25,100 almost 2.8 CR, 150 1.75 CR, 25,200 2.5 CR. So if you club this 5 strikes, 1 2 3 4, you've got around 2.5 plus 2.5 is 3.3, and almost 3.3 means 6.6.5 crore Y in 4 strikes. Okay,
Right.
in 4 strikes, when you club it together, it's just 200 points,
Right.
right? And 200 points, Vishu, means what? Not even a percent.
Right.
Now, likewise, if you see Nietzsche, if you want to club 4 strikes, so you've got 1.5, 2.5, then you've got 1.25, that is 4, and then you've got around say 1.7. So you see bears have an upper hand. I mean,
Yeah.
there is just one strike, that is 25,100, 25,000, which has got 1.5 CR. Rest, it will fall. It doesn't have even 1 crore share in Y, 950.
Right.
So I was very pretty clear that 25,000 levels will be broken, and I still think that there is a good chance it will be broken. Maybe 24,900, 950 is where the expiry will be today.
Right. Right.
So what could be the strategy in this case for today if someone wants to do it? Right, we should then we are at 25,000. Buying 25,000 put and selling to 950 put. Let's see what happens. Here it is, the margin would be around 3 lakhs, and we are selling 952 lots. So a break even would be around 900. Okay. A maximum profit will be 4,000. Break even will be 900. Only below 900 we have unlimited loss. If it goes up, we don't have a loss. It would be 360 rupees credit. Why?
Right.
So because you are buying at 37 and you 0.5, okay, and you're selling at 21. So you're getting 4.5 rupees credit, Vishu. 4.5 rupees is nothing but 337 rupees inflow. So either you get 337 rupees inflow, okay, or else I mean, that would be the maximum profit you get if it goes up. But if
Right.
it closes at 950 Vishu, what profit you will get is 50 plus 4.5, whatever we said. 337, 338 divided by 70 by this. Now the 4.5. 4.5 plus 50 is this into 75 is what we saw 4100. So I would be doing this because I'm safe until 900.
Hmm.
You see? So I don't see below 24 900, but I see somewhere around 24 9 900 950 somewhere. वो पैनिक करेगा तो मजा आएगा, ऊपर चलेगा तो ठीक ही है. So this is
Right.
one strategy you can do. You can buy 25,000 put and you can sell two legs of 25 24 950. You are getting a flow of 4.5 piece.
Right.
ठीक है ना? That is one case for today. Now second case would be let के नहीं ऊपर चले जाए. It takes support at 25,000 and yeah, it goes up. कॉल राइटर्स को पैनिक करा दिया. पुट तो है ही नहीं,
Hmm.
तो कॉल राइटर्स को पैनिक कराओ ना. पुट में तो कौन फंसेगा, कोई है ही नहीं.
Hmm.
तो फंसना है तो कॉल राइटर्स फंसना है. तो इसमें रिवर्स क्या हो सकता है? रेशियो अगेन. सो ये एक समझ में आ गया ना विशु. अब रिवर्स क्या हो सकता है? कॉल फ्रंट स्प्रेड कर दें हम, जहां पे 25,000 50 का लेते हैं, 100 का बेच देते हैं.
Hmm.
तो सेफ अंटिल 150.
Hmm.
ठीक है. यू आर गेटिंग 480 रुपीज. Why you are
Hmm.
getting 480? Because again, see, you are buying in 33 and you are selling it 99.5 or
Hmm.
32 and 99.5.
Hmm.
So you are buying at 32.5. Yeah, this is sorry. Let us open the calculator and see. Yeah. So buying at 32.5 and you're getting 19.10 minus 19.10. You're getting 5.7. Now
Hmm.
that 5.7 is the inflow which you're getting, which is around 430 rupees. If it goes down, still you'll get 430 here. And there you
Hmm.
will make money again. Right? And on the upside, at 25,100, you have the maximum profit. How much? So it is 50 plus 5.7. That is this much. Only below, above 150, you'll start making unlimited loss. So 150 should be your stop loss.
Hmm.
Either side you get from here. And if it stays here, then you get 400, 400, 800, 850 rupees also. So when you're doing this call side also, put side also. Now, the total when you do both this, when you buy one call and sell two call, and when you buy one put and sell two put, the combined premium would be around 5.5 lakhs. It would not be 7 lakhs. So individually, when you see, see why I have shown individually, someone wants to do individually, one can do individually as per the view. Because there is no loss if your view is going wrong. Wrong as in, if you're going too much right, then also you're making loss. But if you're going wrong, then you're not making loss. Individually, if someone wants to do 3.3, 3.5 lakhs is the margin. Together, if someone clubs both of these, 5.5 should be the margin. But what is the view that either it goes to 25,150 or either it goes to 24,950? Is what is the view wherein you make 4,000 rupees or 4,100 rupees. Unfortunately, if it stays here, then still you are getting 800 rupees.
Hmm.
Okay. So on an investment that you can calculate, I want to show all of that on an investment or on a trading capital, how much can you make this strategy? But this is what it is.
Hmm.
Today, see, we have this algo strategies as well out here, so one can perform that as well. Now, if you go and check, I personally do it as a disclaimer. Today, that is in 600 rupees loss, but then the long strategies are making profit today. If you see long, because there has been a directional move, so long one are doing good. Sideways strategies are not making, although Bank Nifty sideways is still making, but Nifty sideways is not making. Right. It's 600 rupees minus. But if someone wants to do this, I mean, there are plenty of, or good enough, I would rather say not plenty than strategies out here for you all. So, sorry. One is Bank Nifty long range. So here you buy put and buy if your view is down. So you're buying put, but then you're hedging it by buying call as well. And if your view is bullish, I mean, if algo view is bullish, you will buy a call and buy a put as well to hedge it. Likewise for Nifty, and likewise for Bank Nifty. See, what's the big difference between a Bank Nifty long range and Bank Nifty long only? Bank Nifty long only is the see, both are gamma long. It is just that when it breaks out from the range, it gives you a long here. It is plainly on gamma. It is not. So it is gamma plus range. This is pure gamma. Okay. And this the name only suggests that it is a theta strategy. We are selling call and put to basically gain out of theta decay. Okay. And then you have expiry strategy also, which is just so there is a very small difference between Nifty theta because Nifty theta is done every day. Expiry strategy is done on expiry day only. Now the difference is that expiry day works a bit faster than theta. Faster, but then it's available only on the expiry day. See, there is a very minor difference. The Nifty theta it works every day. So I mean, those who just want to do it on expiry day, I mean, you can do either. And those who want to do every day, one can do this every day. We have this backtesting facility as well out here. I'll just try doing it backtest say for 5 months, 4 months, whatever. So you can see the backtesting here as well. Uh, Sorry, it could not happen. Let me change the date. I'm sorry, there is some error today in the backtest. I need to check again, as it could have been done, but then okay. Because he had done earlier one backtest which is saved here. So April 23 to 24, 1 year, and 24 to 25. If you see, there was around 32% kind of return with a drawdown of 0.5%. So and got around 16% annual. So I've done this earlier. You can see the equity curve. the This is a back test, okay, which we have done. We're not claiming anything. I mean, this is what we ran on our platform. We run it and you get it. I mean, that's how it is. So this is the equity curve how it started, and then you know, 3rd April 23 to March. I mean, if you see the annual volatility has been around 8.5%. The sharp ratio is 1.77, considered to be good. Around 2 or more than 2 is considered good. Our drawdown max was 4.35%, which is, I mean, depends on your risk appetite. I mean, if your risk appetite is good, then 4.35 is not good, no, not that bad. And returns cumulative over 33% in 2 years, cumulative for 2 years. So it makes you around, say, 16% kind of returns annually. You have a good, you can basically keep your shares as margin as well to do this strategy, and that is also possible. And for this strategy, you require 8 lakhs. For long only strategies, you require around approximately 1.5 to 2 lakhs, depending on the strategy. So here you see 1.5 for long in Bank Nifty and 1.8 in Nifty. Nifty is contract size and the volatility is considered to be more, even though Bank Nifty it is, you might feel it, but then Bank Nifty is not. And that's the reality, what we have backtested, right? I'm not talking about the IVs. I'm talking about the PNL volatility. I mean, what we saw now, drawdown and stability, kind of portfolio deviation. So that I'm talking about that. Hence, the minimum requirement or amount in Bank Nifty is lesser by 15 odd percent as that on Nifty. So that's what it is. I mean, you can do. I mean, I can do paper trade. You have to do it live trade. I mean, if I just do it now, the fresh paper trail for the Nifty. Just a second, Vishnu. See, the trades will be taken now. Fresh. Not going to get much out here. This is one Nifty Theta. I mean, if you want to do it expiry day, you got that as well. How do you trade the expiries? So one way is the manual strategy which I have shown and which I and Raj discussed basically, and I have given. And second is this way. What trades are taken is that at 30 and 86 rupees, the 25,050 straddle is shorted at 86. I mean, now the trades will happen automatically. So the morning one which happened was this that sold 21,150 and then bought 150 and then sold 20,050 again. So it's all automated. I mean, even if in the long trades, if you see these trades are taken automatically. That's how it is. I mean, you can just run it and continue doing your work if you don't have time. Monitoring, and but you still are passionate about markets. You're quite inclined towards options. You want to do it systematically. You don't have time. This is the product which we offer, and for a better understanding, we have a backtest. It is not for claiming anything, but for a better understanding how it works, what's happening. You can download the file, you can see the trace, you get an idea about it. And then we come back to our view, Vishnu. So as I said, I think I am of the view that 25,001 if gets broken, the panic really happens. Otherwise, the panic doesn't happen. I mean, it just happens sideways. And then with a low IV of 12 and a half IV, I mean, I've seen historically in last 2 months, 3 months rather, that IVs have not sustained at 12. Okay. It has not sustained at 12. And I think in the Trump scenario or Trump era, until things globally are not settled, why should it even settle at 12? So I'm not talking about it will blast to 50. India is going to 35 and all, but doesn't mean that it sustains at lower level for a longer time. So you get this range, but base is shifted. We have to discuss this earlier, right? The base has shifted from 10 to 12, 13. So you have come to the lower end of the base, probably you will go to the higher of the base, end of the base. Is that what I think? I don't know. We can be wrong, but then so this gap can be filled to 24,950. तभी तो 25,000 वाला panic होगा is what I mean. Everyone would be watching this. So am I. So if you're watching this, then I think that breaking this or retesting this is done. But then I think getting in and then going out, the key is panic. Otherwise, this would be a very easy buy for anyone right now. Any rookie can just tell you buy and can go right. Nothing wrong in that. Why? Rookie can also go right. But the thing is that it's so obvious. So you panic. But then hence, we have done this ratio on the call side also. So either side move is what you get is what we expect from here. Either you create panic or you actually give good reversal from the retest theoretically. That's the view for today. And now you ask me for the next week. We should next week. I think see the range could be as big as 24,600 because I'm taking this as a range. That was a very big day. This day, and this day was just a second. I'll just confirm with you that yes, this day was 6th of June, and 6th of June was a Friday on RBI. So if RBI candle is broken, then it's gone. So 24,700 is on the downside, but then 6,700 means around 300 down. So 400 down and 400 up. So 25,400 up. That is what is the view for the next week. I don't see a major move beyond this range for the next week. So 19th June, if you see 24,700 put is trading at around 50 rupees. And 25,400 call is trading at around 55, 56. So you're getting 110 points. Okay, on both the sides. And if you want to hedge it, you can buy 600. So, but then you'll get a 1:1. So, but I think that's the range. I mean, we can work out the strategy. But for next week, range is 24,600 to 700 down and up 25,400, 500 up. I mean, that's 800 to 1,000 points range. That is around 4% kind of from the CMP. Yeah, Raj, you are there. So now over to you.
Right.
Raj, you are mute.
Okay.
नहीं, I think yeah. अभी आ रही है आवाज राज आपकी?
So, in terms of market, see, Vishu, what has happened that after that RBI policy, the next 4 days, I think that was on Friday, and from Monday onwards, we are particularly Nifty has been quite lackluster. And why it has been lackluster? The reason being your top 3 or 4 stock, they were not able to move out of their range. So whether we are talking about the ICICI Bank or the SDFC Bank or the Reliance, so they were quite range bound or just hovered plus minus 1%, 2% from their current levels, and that's it. So that is the major reason why your Nifty or Bank Nifty, we haven't seen that follow-up move in these particular indices. But if you look at the second tier market, जिसकी हमने पहले भी बात की थी, ये performance वहां पर है. So last week itself, they were up, if I'm not wrong, small cap was up by almost 5%, and mid cap was up by almost 4%. तो जब इतना बड़ा मूव आता है तो उसके बाद हल्का सा रिट्रेसमेंट यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट. सो ओवरऑल व्हाट आई बिलीव कि इट्स मोर अबाउट द सेक्टोरल रोटेशन दैट इज हैपनिंग राइट नाउ. कि आपके फाइनेंशियल्स बहुत ज्यादा चल गए थे, आपके PSU बैंक्स में बहुत बड़े हम लोगों ने अपने मिले थे. तो व्हाट वी हैव सीन इज मोर ऑफ जस्ट अ रिट्रेसमेंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आफ्टर अचीविंग देयर सर्टेन लेवल्स और सर्टेन टारगेट्स. So going ahead, I don't think there is going to be a very, very large move in either direction from the short-term perspective, obviously. Like Jay said, कि हमारा जो नीचे की तरफ है 24,600 to 700, that is going to be very, very crucial support. On higher side, again, for me, what is more important that whether we are able to for particularly for the bank Nifty, whether we are able to sustain this 56,000 level mark or not. थोड़ा सा leeway दे देते हैं. Let's talk about 55,800 and whether we are able to sustain that 55,800 levels in the coming week or not. If we are able to sustain that, no matter what, we are in uptrend. So whether it will be a gradual or sharp, that is an entirely different matter, but we will remain positive. Only below 55,800, I think we should be a bit cautious. और इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रॉफिट बुकिंग बिकॉज जून खत्म हो गया हमारा ऑलमोस्ट, मतलब वी आर इन द मिड ऑफ द जून. जुलाई वंस अगेन देयर विल बी अ रिजल्ट सीजन. तो अगर हम लोग रिजल्ट टू रिजल्ट की टर्म्स में बात करें तो 12th मई वाज द डेट व्हेन SDFC Bank, ICICI Bank on Saturday they pronounced their result, and since then they have been largely in the range. So now people will be again focus on result season, and then the direction will take place. Otherwise it will not. Now, one more factor is there from the fund flow perspective. If I'm not wrong, perhaps next week is your FTSE rebalancing. In MSCI, I have said that कि हाँ MSCI में outflow होना है इंडिया से, so that would be the reason why we may not see much upside. वो हम लोगों ने जो एक्सपायरी वीक में देखा कि निफ्टी हैज बीन क्वाइट रेंज बाउंड इन मे एक्सपायरी, जो अगर हमारे पास RBI का मूव नहीं आता तो हमारे पास निफ्टी मूव के अलावा कोई एक्शन नहीं हुआ. जो भी एक्शन हुआ वो RBI वाले पॉलिसी वाले डे हुआ. Regarding FTSE, my assumption is that we are going to witness some flows. Here there will be incremental inflows. So if there will be incremental inflows, then perhaps we should not move below 24,800 itself. So any dip towards those levels, that is going to be a buying opportunity with the stop loss I just suggested, 24,650 or 700 odd levels. This is from the short medium term perspective, short to medium term perspective. Now talking about today. तो इसमें दो थ्योरी है कि यार जब लास्ट हमारा वीकली एक्सपायरी हुआ था तो हम लोग 25,000 के आसपास थे और वहां पर मतलब थे तो उसके नीचे, बट जो हाईएस्ट कॉल बेस था दैट वाज एट 25,000 कॉल स्ट्राइक इटसेल्फ. और उसके बाद अचानक से फ्राइडे को जो इतना बड़ा मूव आया, दोस कॉल राइटर्स बिकॉज दे हैव डन इट ऑन थर्सडे इटसेल्फ, दोस कॉल राइटर्स आर स्टक while they have closed set their positions, but वो इतना स्टक थे कि they will try their best to close as near as 25,000. अगर आपका कॉल स्ट्राइक आपने कहीं राइट कर रखी है, मान के चलिए कि 25 से 100, तो आप कोशिश करोगे ना कि जितना मेरा मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट तो यही होगा कि 25 से 100 पे आए या 25 से 100 के नीचे आए. इफ योर कॉल राइटिंग इज 25,100, दोज गाइस हैव रिटन 25,000 कॉल स्ट्राइक. वहां पर हमें इतना बड़ा क्लोजर देखने को नहीं मिला, बस एक दिन का क्लोजर देखने को मिला, एंड दैट्स इट. So for them to make maximum money, they will try their best to move Nifty as close as 25,000. But अगर मार्केट में यहाँ पे अगर 25,000 लेवल नहीं टूटता है, तो व्हाट आई बिलीव कि वी मे अगेन इंच अप टुवर्ड्स अ मार्जिनली. एंड इन दैट सिनेरियो विद द स्ट्रेटजी विच जय हैज मेंशन्ड कि आप जो है 25,050 का कॉल लेके 25 से 100 या 150 के दो अगर हम लोग वो रेशियो स्प्रेड बनाते हैं, देन इट शुड वर्क फ्रॉम द इंट्राडे पर्सपेक्टिव. ऑन डाउन साइड बिलो 25,000, क्योंकि आप देख रहे हो लगातार हमारे पास ऊपर से प्रेशर आ रहा है, बट द ओआई एट 25,000 पुट स्ट्राइक सो फार थोड़ा सा स्टबर्न टाइप का रहा है. वी हैवंट सीन मच क्लोजर ओवर देयर. सो बिकॉज our podcast is going to be releasing after 1, so perhaps after around 1, whenever it releases, so if we are trading below 25,100, then I just said it's going to be a volatile, further negative. और जब तक हम उसके नीचे नहीं जा रहे हैं, तब तक वी कैन जस्ट वेट एंड वॉच. एंड धीमे धीमे जो ऑप्शंस में जो थीटा गल रहा है, इट में कंटिन्यू टू हैपन लाइक दैट वे. बट जैसे जय की स्ट्रेटजी, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू मेक एनी लॉसेस ओवर देयर. इट्स अ नेट क्रेडिट स्ट्रेटजी. So that is also one alternative. Otherwise, what we can do, कि हाँ, we can just wait below 25,000 levels. We can go for a naked put type of strategy. Otherwise, only beyond 25,100 or 25,80, I would say, we can expect some sort of positive momentum. Otherwise, perhaps most, like we have seen in many experiments, perhaps there won't be any volatility at all. तो एक बार ही कॉल ऑप्शंस, क्योंकि कॉल में बहुत ज्यादा राइटिंग हो गई, 2.5 करोड़ शेयर हो गए इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग इन 25,100 कॉल स्ट्राइक. So until unless we don't see the closer among those call strike, it's quite unlikely that we are going to move above. और उनका जो वीवैप है वो भी काफी ज्यादा है, तो मैं एक वीवैप लेवल के टर्म्स में भी बात नहीं कर सकता कि हाँ भाई 55 के ऊपर आता है तो बाई करो, क्योंकि करंट प्राइसेस आर वे लो कि मैं उनके वीवैप की बात करूं. तब तक तो हमारा टारगेट आ जाएगा. तो अगर ऊपर की साइड में, तो इसके लिए एक सर्टेन लेवल की बात करते हैं. मेरे ख्याल से 25,080 के ऊपर अगर आता है, देन परहैप्स दिस पॉजिटिव मोमेंटम मे एक्सटेंड. अदरवाइज व्हाट जय सेड, दैट शुड बी द स्ट्रेटजी वन शुड फॉलो.
जितना तो आज 25,000 के पुट में नहीं है, उतना तो 25,050 के कॉल में है. ओ भाई 10 लाख ज्यादा है.
लगातार कॉल राइटिंग हो रही है. यस यस यस, भयानक कॉल राइटिंग.
इनफैक्ट 25,000 के कॉल में भी 1,35,00,000 है.
धीमे
In
धीमे
the money.
नीचे की तरफ पुश होता है. यस,
इन द मनी में 25,050 में इतना पुट में नहीं है जितना तो कॉल में.
राइट.
मतलब तो कहीं ना कहीं इसने, अगर अभी आप अभी 55 में भी बेच रहे हो, तो आपके हिसाब से 25,050 के ऊपर ही नहीं आना चाहिए. आपका ब्रेक इवन 55 का है.
राइट. तो अभी इनका जो अगर मान के चलो इन केस हमारा डाउन साइड प्रेशर वाली बात गलत होती है और इसमें मूव अपसाइड आना चालू होता है, तो आपके जो ये कॉल है अभी 25,050 का, तो केवल 30 रुपए का ही रह गया. राइट. तो मैं इसका जो वीवैप है दैट इज अराउंड 54. तो इफ आई वेट फॉर 54 टू गो लॉन्ग, देन परहैप्स दैट विल नॉट be the right strategy. So in that scenario what we can do कि हाँ, अगर 25 70 80 25,070 के ऊपर भी मार्केट आता है, तो फिर इन कॉल में कवरिंग के बारे में हम सोच सकते हैं. एज ऑफ
नहीं, तब तक वही आएगा ना 55. 25,070 आया तो ये 55 ही हो जाएगा इसका भाव.
हाँ हाँ, तो बस उसी के आसपास अपने को अगर लेना है तो तभी लेना है, वरना नहीं लेना.
आईटीएम कॉल में राइटिंग ज्यादा है रिलेटिवली, मतलब है अच्छी खासी एज कंपेयर टू ओटीएम पुट. ओटीएम पुट अगर आप देखो 25,000 का 1.5 करोड़, 1.55.
बल्कि 25,000 के नीचे पुट राइटिंग है ही नहीं. इट्स लाइक एन ओपन ग्राउंड.
एकदम ओपन ग्राउंड है.
यस. और क्या हुआ है ना कि जो सेक्टोरल रोटेशन हुआ है, तो आपके टॉप 5 स्टॉक, टॉप 7 स्टॉक्स, whether they were not able to perform, but the mid cap market और the second tier market has performed so well कि लोगों को लग रहा है कि मार्केट में वीकनेस आ गई, जबकि हुआ कुछ नहीं है. इवन वीक ऑन वीक बेसिस पर आप स्मॉल कैप और मिड कैप दे आर स्टिल पॉजिटिव.
अच्छा जय,
तो
आपने
same
जैसे
thing-
निफ्टी का आपने बताया कि थोड़ा जो रीटेस्ट है वो जल्दी आ गया है तो फेलियर के चांसेस रिलेटिवली हायर हैं। बैंक निफ्टी के बारे में क्या बोलेंगे?
बैंक
आई
निफ्टी
थिंक
का
ये
भी
तो थोड़ा,
देखो, एक दो दिन
इज
चला
दिस
फिर
आल्सो टू
लगा
अर्ली?
गिर ही रहा है।
हाँ।
तो अभी इसका रिटेस्ट ना, एक तो देखो आपका ये लेवल आता है 56,100, 56 ही पकड़ो जो राज ने लेवल दिया 56,000, 56 के नीचे बताया 55,800, तो ये है देखो, ये आपका पूरा जो रोज है ना, रोज आके नीचे से ऊपर, नीचे से ऊपर, नीचे से ऊपर, देखो रोज नीचे से ऊपर चले जाता था। तो वो जो आप पूरा लाइन बनाओगे ना, तो वो आज से लेके देखोगे तो लगभग 55,890 हो रहा है। तो हम 800 पकड़ो ना, धीरे धीरे अगर होता है तो 800 या 900 पकड़ो। और अल्टीमेट तो क्या है ना, आपका आरबीआई का लो, मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का तो 55,500 है। सो वो निफ्टी में आ रहा है 24,700, 600-700, और ये फॉल्टर आरबीआई को मतलब आज तेजी हुई बिकॉज रेपो सीआरआर का। तो वो दिन का लो टूटना ही नहीं चाहिए ना, वो दिन का लो टूटा मतलब उसका भी खत्म, मतलब ही खत्म। वो लो तोड़ा मतलब आप प्रीवियस लो पे आ रहे हो।
नहीं, मेरा सवाल ये, जैसे आप चाह रहे थे, आपका कहना था कि अगर निफ्टी 20 लेट्स से 25,500 आने के बाद रीटेस्ट करता तो थोड़ा ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी होती एक
मतलब
रीटेस्ट अच्छा जाने की,
हाँ
थोड़ा जल्दी
हाँ,
ले लिया। सो ऑन बैंक निफ्टी वो लेवल्स क्या होंगे कि इसको टच करके अगर रीटेस्ट शुरू करता तो बेटर रहता?
नहीं तो बैंक निफ्टी देखिए, बेसिकली हुआ क्या कि जिसने कॉल लिखे थे उसको तो कुछ पैनिक ही नहीं हुआ ना, कॉल राइटर्स को
हाँ।
कहाँ ज्यादा पैनिक हुआ।
नहीं।
इतनी बड़ी पॉलिसी आने के बाद वो एक दिन चला, दूसरे दिन तो ऊपर खुल के नीचे ही आ रहा है। देखो ना, कैंडल रेड है, ऊपर खुल के नीचे ही आ रहा है। तो इतना आई डोंट थिंक कि ज्यादा पैनिक हुआ रहेगा। वो स्टार्ट ऑफ द मंथ में आपको प्रीमियम्स भी ज्यादा रहते हैं, तो आपके पास जगह ज्यादा रहती है खड़ा रहने को। लास्ट वीक में आप 50 रुपए का बेचते हो और 500 पॉइंट ऊपर जाता है तो 500 रुपये हो जाता है वो 50 वाला 500। स्टार्ट ऑफ द वीक में तो, स्टार्ट ऑफ द मंथ में तो होता ही है 800-900 रुपए का, तो उसका तो रूम ही है वो खड़े रहने की। तो कहाँ पैनिक हुआ वो? ना आईवीएस बड़ी है कि वो पैनिक हो।
बिल्कुल।
सो आई थिंक पैनिक तो राइटर्स नहीं हुए, राइटर्स का कुछ कत्ल हुआ नहीं, राइटर्स का मतलब राइटर्स वर नॉट किल्ड। When you see writers getting killed, you get further move. So that didn't happen. I mean, that if that would have happened, it would have happened if it would have gone to 58,000, which you are asking me. अगर वो जाता तो कहाँ तक? They would have been, really panicked, or maybe they would have squared off their longs probably. So had it gone to 58, 58,500, would have been really created that kind of a panic, is what I think. So then when they square off and then it comes down, because that is when the smart traders book the profit, and smart traders, I mean, खींच के गया ऊपर 58,500, वहां पे कटा, एंड कटने के बाद probably you get a gap down and then just down, so that so now right now if you really want to panic the put writers or the long traders, I mean, if you break this and then take it up, that's called a panic. This is not a panic. It's like a normal market condition going up and down. So there was no panic created due to event. I mean, everyone got a good chance of squaring of 56,000 and shifting higher. And it was not that it closed the day before at 55,900 and it opened at 56,500 and 57,000, wherein 56,000 writers got panicked. No panic. I mean, if any smart person would have actually squared off 56,000 if someone was short on call option in 56,000, understanding that that was actually acting as a hurdle, and if the policy was not that great, then it would have actually fallen back and would have made money on writing. I mean, that it was a very easy shift from 56 to probably whatever level one would have actually shifted to. It was not that difficult to shift. It was a very, very clear move during the market hours until repo rate 50 basis point. There was not even a move in market. It was that market was still negative, or maybe marginally negative. It was just after CRR, which anyone would have actually seen and square off. So वो वाला ऊपर तो नहीं आया, तो ऊपर नहीं आया तो शायद नीचे आया, इज व्हाट मे बी हो तो, otherwise it would be a, see, technically, theoretically it's a buy right now, frankly. Theoretically it's a buy.
Right.
And that is the reason we gave that option of buying one and selling two call also. हमने एक कॉल बाय करवाया ना, इसलिए तो भाई थियोरेटिकली तो बाय बनता है, पर अगर पैनिक होना है because there are no writers on the downside, then you are buying put. No less, but either side कुछ बड़ा हो, इधर ही रह जाना. So that is what I meant. You understood the whole thing when you asked me कि ऐसा कुछ पैनिक हुआ नहीं मेरे हिसाब से. होता तो समझ में आता.
राइट, एब्सोल्युटली. ठीक है, तो फिर लेट्स मूव टुवर्ड्स फाइनल क्लोजिंग स्टेटमेंट्स फॉर दिस एपिसोड. जय, कुछ फाइनल थॉट्स, फाइनल पार्टिंग थॉट्स?
Yeah, for sure. So see, I would say that friends, if anyone is long the market, I'm not saying being long is wrong. Actually, theoretically, it does make a long trade only at these levels, right? It makes a long trade, but understand that do not be over leveraged or over position sizing at these levels. Okay, because I mean the way the private sector banks, Nifty private sector bank setup is overall, uh, it's not looking that is going to be runaway kind of a move. Okay, so you will get time to basically still your thought and plan your strategy. But then I'm not saying it's a short, but it would be a short if it goes below 55,500 for very, 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 very clearly. So अगर 55,500 टूटता है कि 600 टूटता है, for me, for that matter, even early sign would be 56,800 as Raj said, this uptrend line. और वो कभी कभी का लाइन तोड़ के फिर वापस so for me it's like final would be below 55,500 600 the RBI candle low. वो टूटा आपका ये पूरा scenario of an uptrend reverses. Otherwise, yeah, it's in a uptrend. The momentum could be slow. That's for Bank Nifty. For Nifty, friends, for next week, what I expect is that just a second. I'm audible, right?
Yes, yes, you are.
No, for Nifty, for Nifty, the range is too far. I mean, if you see Bank Nifty is like 800 points down. Nifty is like 400 points down. It's 650. 650, 700 is where the reversal is. So obviously it makes a long trade here, theoretically, no doubt. So, but then how do you do it? So we have given cover calls for this series, which we have recommended on Bank Nifty, Nifty, probably Fin Nifty as well. So cover call strategy में क्या होगा विशु? So for example, if you've done a cover call on a monthly, so your future right now, if you see, I mean, if you चलो spot ले लो, future तो ऊपर होगा, swap point basis. Yes. Future is 25,120. Okay. So selling, you're buying 25,100 and you are selling 25, probably say 200 call option. Okay. So you're buying future is 100 right now and selling 25,200 calls. So you're already getting protection until 24,900 for this series. Okay. And the upside could be as much as 300 points. Okay, because it's at 100, you're selling 200, so 100 points, that is what you get, and 200 points ka premium is what you get, so you get 300 rupees upside. And that is kind of a strategy which you can do, a covered call strategy. I would not recommend a protective put right now. Protective put could be done in say last week if someone is doing, because the premiums of put would be still lower, half of what it is right now probably. So your break even could be lesser. Yeah. So covered call is what you can do on both Nifty and Bank Nifty, because since theoretically if it has come to a retest level and if an attempt of a bounce back after doing a retest has to be taken, I think a covered call strategy would make sense. Even if market remains here, I mean, you will be benefiting from the call option which you have sold and not making loss in futures probably. So that is what you can do. I mean, that would be the strategy which we have recommended to our clients. One can go and check on a research recommendation and one will find. So one can either do that or the recent one. I mean, buy in futures and sell once two strikes higher. Anything additional strategies which Raj you would like to recommend probably for next week or remaining month?
Right. Raj?
Not in terms of a strategy, just people just need to be clear on one thing, that just like Russia-Ukraine war, which we have seen 3 years ago, market hasn't give any heed to that escalation or anything. But at the same time, if this ongoing tension between Israel and Iran, यहाँ पर कुछ चीजें escalate होती हैं, then market will react on that. And obviously, war is not a good thing, so market will not take it positively. For us, we import so much of crude from the Middle East that might come under pressure. Crude prices may move up. So there is one clear sector which I would not like to touch. That would be the oil and gas space, because let's say nothing happens, then your crude prices will start falling once again. But whenever there is an uncertainty, you can always just look beyond that and look at some other things. So for me right now, perhaps pharma and metal make more sense than getting into these names, particularly from the oil and gas space. So I would keep a watch on US-Iran tension, and if it is going to escalate, we are going to see some sort of negativity in our markets as well. So and perhaps one need to be a bit cautious also. It doesn't hurt anybody if there is a profit and in profit, because finally the money will be in your pocket.
Absolutely. Well, that was it for this week. Thank you so much, Raj and Jay, for your insights.
Yeah,
And thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.